It's a student named Dean Withers. He's a Zoomer, if you will. Debates right-wing nutcases all the time, MAGA people. Listen to this.
I support him because, well, due to his stance on abortion. I'm anti-abortion, no exceptions, because abortion really is just socially acceptable eugenics.
Abortion is socially acceptable eugenics.
No exceptions. So even if the mother's going to die if she gives birth, you still think she should be forced to give birth?
Yes, and my reason behind this is because,
You know why eugenics is so bad above anything? It's because it is taking away people's choice. They're being forced to do this or that. They're being forced into these positions. There was a group of black people in Germany in the 30s named the Rhineland Bastards. I think like 100 of them or something who were castrated, who were prevented from having children. That's eugenics. They had their choice taken from them. But a woman is choosing to get an abortion. That's her choice and that's her body, and she can make this choice for herself if she wants to. That's not eugenics. Eugenics has a lot of baggage that comes with it, obviously. It's a term that was popular in Germany in the 30s and in the United States in the 30s, to be fair. But the point is, it was technically, I suppose, eugenics is trying to guide human evolution in the strictest sense. But really, it's more than that, obviously. It's specifically trying to force people to, make decisions for their lives, taking away their free will, their right to make those decisions or whatever.
with abortion, people are able to go through and pick out traits that they would like or dislike, including whether or not the person is going to live or die, the child or the mother.
I'm sorry? No?
But I think that it should just be allowed to run its course the way God intended. And
so if God intended everybody, if God intends people to die, then they should just die, is what you're telling me, right?
And honestly, to continue that, I think that modern medicine should be kind of dialed back because the planet has a lot of, it's way overpopulated. And by continuing to push abortion and
the planet is overpopulated and we should dial back how many people there are.
Modern medicine, not only are we trying to sort out undesirable traits, which is again eugenics, but we are also contributing to the overpopulation of the earth.
Okay, I'm gonna go to respond to that. So the first reason that you told me women should die is because nature should run its course, right?
Yes.
Hospitals infringe upon nature running its course. Should we ban hospitals?
Perhaps.
I'm sorry? This lady is deranged, says Gina817. Yes, absolutely. We should ban hospitals. I mean, this is how far we've come now. This is where we are now. This is insane. Interestingly, Dean Withers is a former Trump supporter. Wish more people could flip their perspective. November DeMarc. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know that. Is he? Interesting. Yeah, I wish that people would flip their perspective too. Unfortunately, we're in a moment in history right now where we're getting, we're pumping out right-wing extremists like children. Like my kid is on the left primarily because of the George Floyd protests, because that happened around that time. What's happening right now is producing massive amounts of neo-Nazi children, unfortunately, watching this unfold.
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
So the first reason that you told me women should die is because nature should run its course, right?
Yes.
Hospitals infringe upon nature running its course. Should we ban hospitals?
Perhaps.
Okay. All right.
That's funny.
Okay. So you just want to go back to, caveman era, right?
Yes, maybe we should go back there and start again, see if it goes differently the second time around.
Bro, you can't go backward.
Did cavemen have iPhones and an internet connection?
No.
Okay. Well, you're obviously on one right now talking to me. So why don't you practice what you preach?
Maybe I will.
Okay.
Maybe she'll throw the phone out the window. Okay.
Do it. I want you to turn your camera on, go get a hammer, and I want to see the hammer coming down to the camera and breaking your phone.
Why would I do that?
Because it's not letting nature run its course. It's
because it's morally inconsistent.
Natural. Do it right now. No joke. No joke, Amanda. I'm going to go ahead and send you an invite to turn on your camera. I want you to do it right now. I'm not even joking.
I think if I picked up a hammer, that wouldn't be nature running its course. That would be me making that decision.
What? No, it's you destroying things that are unnatural. Because you remember you told us that you wanted to destroy things that are unnatural, like healthcare? Well, then you should destroy things that are unnatural, like your phone. Do it right now.
Are we going to destroy hospitals in real life? Are we actually going to destroy healthcare? Once that
Isn't that literally what she said she wanted to do?
happens, I will destroy my phone.
Wait, why don't you want to take the first step?
Because I, as a singular person, especially one who is under the voting age, still
How old are
should
you?
be able 19. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm not under the voting age. I forgot that was
Okay.
alcohol.
He's just stunned into silence. That's funny, dude.
Alcohol is also unnatural. Drinking
No, it's not.
alcohol is unnatural. Alcohol exists in real life, but drinking alcohol is unnatural. Which is also why I stay away from that.
Okay, Amanda didn't destroy her phone. Amanda, you should really do that. It'd be great. It'd be very beneficial for the world, getting us back to a dawn of where everything is natural, and I think that we need that. No, I completely agree, Amanda. Only in the scope of you destroying your phone, though. Only in the scope of her destroying the phone. We should destroy everything that is unnatural, if and only if it's Amanda's cellular device.
That is absolutely psychotic, bro. Like, what is wrong with these people? I swear to God, we have entered a dark age in human history. Yeah, check this one out from Dean. Same dude.
Congrats, you've got your niche. It's this like autistic, I can memorize everything and I think I'm smarter and better than you. I think you're 100% grifter. It's very cringe. Your attitude, especially your attitude towards me, which is ironically extremely elitist of you. This is what most Americans were sick of. We were sick of being told by people we're dumb, useless, redneck idiots. I'm very popular because I have very common sense opinions.
I asked
Very common sense opinions, totally.
you to review any position that I hold to be the case with reason and logic, and you gave a long-winded 2-minute response about how you think I'm autistic and how I'm elitist because I think that you're weird and dumb. I think that this perfectly resembles the quote-unquote common sense of the right. The common sense of the right has nothing to do with sense, has nothing to do with reason, has nothing to do with logic, has all to do with your emotions and how you hold them to such a high pedestal to dictate what should happen to others. Like, for instance, you have put the pedal to the metal on me so many times about how it's okay to say anything you want, words are just words, but as soon as I call you dumb,
You called me
talk about it for 45 minutes straight. And
Yeah, there is no moral consistency here. This is like when right-wingers like talk nonstop about a tyrannical government, and the government is literally like sending the military in to do like martial law on the streets of Chicago or DC or wherever. And suddenly those states' rights people are dead silent. Nowhere to be found. There's no moral consistency to be found here. None. Wait, was that the end?
Congrats.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, these people are a joke. These people are straight up a joke. And of course, there's that one time that Dean Withers debated Charlie Kirk. You know, in all seriousness, there's a reason why Charlie Kirk and these other people go after children. And they describe it here. This is a Trump-like extremist TV show. These guys will do literally anything for Donald Trump. Anything. And they explain why they're going after children. Sign up for my Patreon. I'd really appreciate that very much. It would mean so much to me. This is like a really precarious moment in history, in U.S. history, and for me personally. So it would mean a lot if you sign up for my Patreon. Check out cultarchive.org. I did a cult test, basically, where you can see if you're in a cult, and you can look at the historical tests of other groups that already went through this. Also, check out my merch. I have a whole bunch of really cool shirts and stuff. Really interesting. I would really appreciate that.
You know, when we look back on Hitler, Hitler went for the youth. The enemy always goes for the youth. We must take up arms and go for our youth.
There. I mean, they call themselves the enemy there.
Arms of the truth and of godly principles. But I want
the point is that, like, trying to pull in youth works flawlessly to accomplish the goal of like swaying an entire population. It's really, really disturbing to watch. Listen to Dean talk to Charlie Kirk here. It's interesting.
We have our terms correct. We agree?
actually, no. So first of all, I'd like to refine our terms. I have 2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as like intentionally like killing a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very poor way to define murder, because if someone were to like break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from killing my family, I
Yeah, the unaliving thing drives me nuts.
don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that. So self-defense is very warranted.
Exactly, right?
But I can see where you're going to go with how that has to go with abortion, but we can go down that journey in a second.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I kind of do want to give you my argument insofar as why I'm pro-choice, why I think it's justified. But first, I think that, you know, your position is quite absurd, right? Because you're saying that it is murder to kill a human being, right, at any point in development, especially when it's in the mother's womb. My question to you would be, well, does this make women with IUDs murderers? Because it is.
In his mind, yes. You know, I went down this right-wing rabbit hole and found myself on their Telegram channels and all over their weird little forums. And if there's one thing that I learned about being all over those little forums, it's that these people are way more violent and insane than we realize. These people are out of their heads. They are so much more willing to do violence and engage in extremist behavior than we understand. And however worried you are right now about where society is, you should be a lot more worried.
The case that in some scenarios, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life there, but it will prevent its implantation. And
Charlie Kirk's answer to this, are IUDs wrong? The answer is yes. They are more extreme than we think they are. Birth control in this dude's mind is bad across the board, full stop. It's really, really psychotic, honestly.
Intentionally killing it.
Well, no, preventing implantation is not necessarily the same thing as terminating a fertilized egg. For example, if you
he doesn't understand how it works then, but yeah, he does actually feel this way. If you pin him down, I don't know why he's pretending to be more moderate than he actually is. Just be honest about your position. See, I've heard him say it before.
take Plan B, again, it's not the same thing. Preventing the production of progesterone is not the same thing as terminating a being that has been fertilized. You do not know for a fact that the egg has been fertilized. You do not know that.
Well, Plan B is not an abortion pill. I don't know if you guys realize this. Plan B is basically just a very high dose of normal birth control. And if it's already implanted, Plan B will not work. It's not an abortion by any stretch of the imagination.
An IUD.
Okay, yeah, so preventing fertilization or implantation to the uterine lining is killing a conceived zygote. So what happens? A sperm goes into the egg, right? The egg becomes fertilized. It's a conceived zygote. In some cases, it will prevent the implantation of the conceived zygote, killing the conceived zygote.
In some cases, correct.
So what do you say in some cases, women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers. We do not know for a case. That's like saying that.
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
Well, so you're asking two separate things. If they knew for
He's really not. It's just either Charlie Kirk doesn't know how this science works, or is pretending not to know, or I don't know.
Certain, to be more clear, that I have a fertilized egg and I'm going to take a drug to prevent that fertilized egg from attaching to their uterine wall, then yes, that is an act of killing or murder, of course.
Okay, so do you think all murderers should go to jail?
Do I think all murderers should go to jail? I mean, on third degree murder. However, no, I don't think women that got abortions or had IUDs should go to jail, because I think that they have been deceived by mass culture.
Oh, please.
For mass propaganda. Secondly, the people who should go to jail are the abortionists, who are the ones that have been putting the abortion pill.
Dude, he's such a scumbag, dude. I cannot stand Charlie Kirk, and he is responsible for a disturbing amount of damage that's taken place in society. Seriously. But Dean Withers is interesting. Yeah, tell me what you think in the comments.